Breaking news. For the first time ever, the voice of little Princess Lilibet has been heard in one of Meghan Markle's Instagram videos. Have a listen.
What do we think, Lily?
I think it's beautiful.
Oh, it's so cute. Yes, the 3-year-old.
What did she say? What did she say?
She says, I think it's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful.
Oh, it's
She's got lovely hair, hasn't she?
Long, ginger, straight hair, yes. I think that's the first time we've seen her hair as well.
But you didn't see her face.
No.
Katie Nicholl is here this morning to give us her explanation and maybe why we didn't see her face.
Well, she's got gorgeous hair, hasn't she?
Gorgeous hair.
And she sounds very cute. It's funny, isn't it? We're hearing a royal child, because she is a princess, speaking with an American accent. And I suppose it's inevitable, isn't it? They're being raised in California schools, surrounded by Californians. But I think it was probably quite deliberate that we didn't see Lilibet's face. I mean, we've really not seen much of Archie or Lilibet at all in all of these years. And I think, with Harry very much campaigning about internet safety and online safety, clearly that's going to be a factor in their decision. But I think more than that is that you've got this royal couple who are, as we know, very protective about their privacy. And I think know that if they're seen to be photographing their children, putting those images out on social media, then people like us are going to sit back and say, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't ask for your privacy and then have your children splashed all over social media.
Yeah, I understand that. When do you think we'd see Lilibet and Archie? Do you think we will eventually?
Look, I think we will. I think it will happen, but I think it's going to be very much on their terms. I mean, we saw a bit of Archie, didn't we, when Meghan was showing him that wall of photographs of Diana in the Meghan and Harry Netflix series. So I think it will happen, but I think they're just understandably very cautious about it. I mean, don't forget, we've got a prince who's saying he can't actually bring his children here because he feels he's not protected enough security-wise. So they've got to be careful in terms of what they're doing. And then will people also say, well, actually, she's using the children to capitalise on what she's doing? Because, of course, this was all about jam making, which is all about as ever.
It's about the jam at the moment.
Which is about product placement. So I think it's lovely to see the children. It's lovely to see them growing up. We're not going to get what we have with the Wales children, which are those beautiful images that we get. We've got Charlotte's birthday coming up, so we know we're going to get another picture. We've just seen little Louis celebrate his birthday. So you're not going to get that with Meghan and Harry. They will be more cautious, but it is still nice to see them and to hear her.
Yes, and she sounds it's an exciting day, isn't it? Because it is the 14th wedding anniversary of the Prince and Princess.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't believe that.
14 years ago.
Excuse me, I can't believe you were still at school.
I was still at school.
What?
Yes, I was still at school, 2011.
Katie and I were sitting working outside
We were.
on the Mall.
I remember it was my very, very first big international broadcast for the Americans. I was doing it for GMA and for the BBC. Yeah. And it was just such a huge occasion. We were all so nervous. We knew that this was massive. It was going to be a huge broadcast, a huge moment.
Meghan Markle recently shared the first ever audio clip of Princess Lilibet's voice. It's a rare moment from a couple who fiercely guarded their children's privacy. The short clip featured Lilibet speaking a few words and instantly grabbed public attention. Many are questioning the timing of this reveal. Meghan and Harry have been in the headlines recently. Harry lost a legal battle in the UK. Their Netflix deal has suffered setbacks, and public interest in the Sussexes appears to be waning. Releasing Lilibet's voice now feels like a strategic move.
And 14 years on, it's an amazing achievement. They're going to be up in Scotland visiting the Isles of Mull and Iona for their wedding anniversary, which I think is lovely because they've got a very close connection with Scotland. Don't forget, they met at the University of St Andrews. So Scotland is close to their hearts. And for Catherine to be back at work after, her whole health journey in the past year, I think it sends out a really nice message, actually, and it's a place that's special to both of them. So it'll be lovely to see them in Scotland together.
They're just the loveliest couple, aren't they? They really are.
They're very happy.
They've been through so much.
They have. They're very happy. I think they're very in love. I think, you go through an experience like that and it makes or breaks you. Either brings you closer or it pushes you apart. And these two have come together, and I think, they're going to get an amazing reception in Scotland. I think it will be almost like a coming home. And of course, it's Catherine's first proper overseas trip since her whole health issues. So it's quite significant in that respect as well. I mean, we've seen William travelling around the world, you know, haven't we? And been very, very busy sort of picking up the mantle. But the first time we've seen Kate on an overseas. And I think we will see more of it. There's a lot of speculation that there'll be an overseas tour possibly later this year. But, you know, she has said she's still in remission. She's not out the woods. You know, please God, she's going to stay cancer-free for a very long time. But she needs to pace herself. So trips like this around the UK, I think are really important.
Yeah. When it comes to presentation of royal events like this, out of courtesy, the broadcasters have to go to the royal family and inform them or ask them about the presenters they have for these shows. And they went to William and they said, and he said, and who is presenting for Sky News? And they said, Eamon Holmes will be presenting for Sky News. And he said, oh, Grandma will be pleased.
Oh, that's a royal endorsement.
Well, if that was true, but that's what I was told. I'll take that. I'll accept that.
Definitely take that one, Eamon.
Very good.
Oh, imagine the late Queen watching you. That's lovely.
Well, can I just say that just on that note of them watching, they do watch it because I was told that after that wedding, William and Kate went back to Clarence's house. She still had all her hair done up in her tiara. And when the hairdresser went to take it down for that evening do, they were in there sort of, I think they changed into toweling robes and they were sitting on the bed watching the playback of the BBC.
Really?
Yeah, they watched the wedding back themselves.
It all back?
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you?
Well, you would.
You'd be like, how did I look? Was the kiss all right? Did we kiss twice or was it just once? How did it look?
Very good. Well, you look very well since the last time we talked.
Thank you.
Issues and whatever.
Thank you.
You look very good and you sound very good as well. And we're going to hear and see you and hear you again 9:15 this morning, OK?
I look forward to it.
Thank you very much indeed.
Lots of people commenting on the fact that she's got an American accent, but that's no surprise, really.
It's not a surprise because, of course, you know, she's grown up in America and she's surrounded by Californians, and so both of them have an American accent. But when you consider they are prince and princess, it's unusual. I mean, I think it is very sweet.
Possibly to shift the narrative or regain sympathy. The public reaction was mixed. Supporters praised the clip as adorable and called it a genuine family moment. But critics pointed out the inconsistency. The couple once sued media outlets over baby photos, yet they're now voluntarily sharing audio of their daughter. Some are calling it hypocritical. There's growing concern that Meghan and Harry may be using their children to rebuild their public image. Critics argue that sharing such a personal moment now is not about connection.
To hear her.
You shouldn't become used to it because I think they will be quite limiting as to how much exposure these children actually get. Tell people why you think that is.
Well, I think they're going to be very careful about images like this, and you don't see her face, right? You see this beautiful red hair, but you're not seeing her face. We've actually seen very little of the children's faces, and that's the first time we've ever heard her speak. And I think that is very much because, as we know, privacy is at the forefront for this couple. You know, Harry's made it clear he doesn't even feel safe coming to Britain without that police protection because he thinks his family's at risk. He and Meghan have lobbied very heavily for online safety. And that includes not posting pictures of your children on Instagram. So they've done it carefully. But I think, a bit like William and Catherine, who would probably rather not have images of their children, even on their birthdays, splashed across the front pages. I think they understand that there is an appetite to see these children grow up. And I think it's quite interesting to see how Harry and Meghan are doing it. They're doing it cautiously, but they are just giving something. And, it is sweet to hear her speak. But I also wonder how many comments we will get on, oh, well, isn't she cashing in on her children? Because, of course, she's promoting her jam. It's a bit of they can't win, they can't lose with Harry and Meghan. But I do think when it comes to exposing their children, they have to be very careful.
Yeah, of course. Look, you touched upon William and Catherine there. It's a very happy day for them tomorrow. Their 14th wedding anniversary.
Yes, I know.
I can't believe it's been that long.
It's amazing, isn't it, when you think back to that day in 2011, that sort of gloriously sunny day with everything that we wanted of a royal wedding. And it was a wonderful day. And to see them now 14 years on, I think, in a really, really good place. I mean, after a very difficult year, which William described as brutal, struggle, probably a moment where he didn't know if he was going to get to this point with Catherine. They'll be celebrating privately because they always do. And they'll be up in Scotland. So they're going to the Isles of Mull and Iona. And I think that's, again, very much reflective of this couple. It's about work, it's about duty. It's not about sort of going off on some lavish holiday to celebrate their anniversary.
How would they be celebrating or commemorating that anniversary, do we know?
Privately, do you think?
Well, I just
wonder if I think it'll be low-key. I think they tend to do it low-key. I mean, we will see them travelling around those isles. I think it's about visiting the community. They're going to go and see a croft. Scotland's important to them. I mean, they'll be using their official Scottish titles, the Duke and Duchess of Rothesay, while they're up there. They met at St Andrews, so there is that Scottish connection. And I think it's just about... it's also significant because, of course, it's Kate's first away since her cancer diagnosis. So I suspect and predict there will be a rapturous reception for her and him, almost a sense of sort of homecoming. I mean, that link between the royals and Scotland is very strong. Late Queen died there. She loved Scotland. They loved Scotland. So I think it's lovely that that's where they're going to be for their 14th wedding anniversary. And as to how they spend it privately, it'll probably be a lovely dinner. It'll probably be low-key. I mean, they
walk. They both love nature.
Yeah, they love to be out in nature. I think they'll enjoy the fact that they've left the children behind and they're having a couple of days in Scotland, somewhere that's really special to them both.
They will enjoy it. Katie, thank you very much indeed.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you both.
As always.
But about calculated exposure, it raises the question, are they slowly pulling Lilibet into the spotlight for media advantage? Lilibet's voice clip may seem innocent, but it speaks volumes. Meghan and Harry once drew a hard line when it came to their kids. Now, that line appears to be moving. Whether this was a heartfelt moment or a brand tactic, one thing is clear, their daughter is now part of the public story.